In an alternate reality where Voldemort won, Harry is forced to live out his days in a magical but lifeless body. In the endless abyss of the ocean, a small piece of humanity floats. We see calls for help scribbled upon various debris before meeting our protagonist, Hank. He's stranded on this teeny tiny island and is working on a new type of swing set. As he's about to give it his one and only try, a man washes up on shore. The sight startles Hank and causes him to accidentally slip. He struggles and eventually snaps the rope. Then, he runs over the body and checks for signs of life. Come on, talk to me. Wait a second. There must be some reason why I've stumbled upon you. I'm sure of it. Okay, you know what? Screw this. Take two. As Hank prepares to do the unthinkable, he keeps getting distracted by progressively more powerful farts. By this point, Hank is completely fixated on the flatulent fellow. Suddenly, he begins to take off. Hank runs into the water and hops on. I have no words to describe this, so we're just gonna watch. Actually, this is kind of familiar. Anyway, Hank wakes up slightly less stranded than before. Look, there's even cheese puffs. We must be near civilization. He carries on with his new buddy. Hello? And finds more promising items. That'll come in handy. I wonder if I could... Ah, silence at last. Later at night, the pair takes shelter from the rain. This is way harder than Minecraft. Hank can't sleep, so chats with his pal. You're having trouble sleeping too, aren't you? Hank cradles him. Then, we see signs of life begin to emerge. The next morning, a little critter has his way with him before Hank springs into action. In the process, he stumbles over his water collector, though a promising alternative appears. Oh god. Hank fervently quenches his thirst, but the well soon runs dry. Try as he might, only air comes out. Wait, that kind of sounds like speaking. Manny? Is that your name? Hank has some fun with Manny's mouth while pushing on his lungs. They have an underwhelming conversation of sorts before Hank berates him for sounding retarded. Though, he quickly feels bad and reflects on how much he sounds like his father. I'm sorry, buddy. You can speak however you like.
Okay, buddy.
Hank runs off like a little bit, but comes back armed. Why did you punch me? Manny says. Well, I thought you were dead. Seeking answers, Hank asks about Manny's life, but he's a completely blank slate.
Hey, what is that?
We'll worry about that later. Hank attempts to jog Manny's memory with some cheese puffs. Maybe the taste will explode in your mouth, the hairs will stand up on the back of your neck, and all the memories will start flooding back in.
What? Wait, what's supposed to happen?
Okay, what about music? Hank gives his rendition of the Jurassic Park theme song. Da, da, da. To the excitement of Hank, Manny follows along. Oh, so you remember Jurassic Park? What's Jurassic Park?
If you don't know Jurassic Park, you don't know shit.
Amen. And a women. Hashtag equality. Hank proceeds to give Manny a crash course on, well, everything.
Oh, Super Manny, save me.
The purpose of life is love, Hank says. Oh, so you want to get back home to find love and you ran away because no one loved you. Manny apologizes. He didn't know any better. Sometime later, Hank tries his luck at getting some service when he stumbles upon some tasty berries. Shout out to all the cavemen who figured out what is and isn't edible. Meanwhile, Manny's having a go at the magazine. What am I supposed to do with this? Well, you look at it. Look at what? The bobs, butts, and vagines. Oh, I still don't get it. You've got to use your imagination, Manny. Maybe you passed by this woman on the street and it was love at first sight, and you got married right then and there. As Hank dictates the tantalizing tale, Manny unlocks a new ability.
Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
Though initially shocked, Hank quickly learns that there's more than meets the eye. Hank notes the direction that Manny's member is pointing at, then runs off to have a look. Manny, I think your wand is guiding us home. The pair venture off, with Manny having been transformed into a living compass. Anyway, Hank runs into some shit, and it's big and stinky. I wonder who left it. The deserted duo tempt death as they roll down a precarious pitfall. Hank's phone falls out, and Manny lands nearby. Oh, what is this? I like it.
No.
It's a phone, Hank says, while grabbing it to turn off. Manny thinks it's his and inquires as to who the girl might be. Hank has a flashback of being on the bus as a girl passes by. Though, there are more important things to worry about, like food. Popcorn. Crunchy. Manny insists on seeing the picture again as he thinks he may know the girl. What if they were friends? The power of love may help him further come back to life. We can't, Manny. The battery's too low. Well, maybe you could dress up as her to help me remember. Bet. You look beautiful. I do? Hank asks Manny if the memories are coming back and tests him on the girl's name. Laura? No. This is stupid. Come on, Hank, let me try again. It's like you said, the hairs on the back of my neck will stand up, the memories will come flooding back in, and then I can save you. To Hank's surprise, Manny spoke those words with much clearer diction. It's like he's becoming human again.
Yeah, see, it's working already.
Okay, let's do this. Hank has a shave and then constructs a makeshift bus. So, Is this jogging your memory at all? No. Okay, why don't you try talking to her? Having the social skills of a Redditor, Manny instantly brings the conversation to an inappropriate place.
What about if I just did the tip? Like just the very...
No. Okay, let's start at the beginning. This is a bus, and it goes vroom vroom, shake shake. It takes you places, and you sit in silence with others. Hank sets up a neat contraption with moving pictures to simulate the ride. Oh, this is pretty. When we get back home, I'm gonna ride the bus all day long.
Manny, this is just the beginning.
Then, she walked in. The sight of her takes your breath away and makes you break out into sweat. The look of loneliness adorns her face, just as it does yours. But it doesn't have to be that way. You could be together. All you have to do is talk to her. Manny can't do it. He's consumed by anxiety and fear. Come on, she's sitting right there. I can't. What would you do, Hank? Well, to be honest, I'd probably do nothing. Okay, how about this? Let's try glasses. Don't they make you feel cool and mysterious? The ladies love that, you know. With the exaggerated swagger of the black teen, Manny closes in. Hello? The pair sit and chat as Sarah inquires about his choice in music. Suddenly, Manny remembers her name. Sarah Johnson. By God, he's right.
Manny, your face.
Manny gets so happy that his grip begins to tighten. Hank pulls his hand away and sparks fly out.
Help me get home.
What proceeds can only be described as surreal. Hank essentially speedruns survival mode using Manny's special abilities. Even builds a movie theater. Hurrah, we can finally enjoy some pop. Oh, are you good, bro? Hank initiates the Heimlich maneuver, then, In his last movie, Harry Potter discovered guns. In this one, he becomes one. He's also well equipped for woodworking. The pair build a car, a functioning shower, take selfies, and dance the night away. Afterwards, when they're both a little tipsy, Manny declares his love for Sarah. Moved by his words, Hank moves in for a kiss. Almost. Close call. The next day, the pair wake up and a stern Hank insists they get a move on. Through the power of Manny's spidey sense, they come across the perilous path they must follow. Hank carefully crawls forward with Manny on his back. Hey, I feel like there's something stuck between us. Hank is dismissive of Manny's feelings, but there's an undeniable tension between them. Suddenly, at Death's door, Manny tells Hank he's really gonna miss him if he dies again. The pair plummets before Manny sinks into the depths of the water. Hank swims after him, and they share a kiss. Then, Hank releases the other tension Manny's been feeling. Houston, we have liftoff. Hank lifts up a giddy Manny, and then they continue their journey. Are you excited to get home? I'm sure your dad's wondering where you are. We actually haven't talked in years. We used to call on each other's birthday, but he forgot one year. So, I helped him set up an automatic e-card. Haven't heard from him since. Manny doesn't understand why they stopped talking, so Hank explains. Sometimes, people have a hard time sharing how they feel.
Is that why you don't fart in front of me?
A little bit later, Hank goes for a leak and then... Oh my god, yes! Though, instead of calling for help, Hank inexplicably checks his email and finds his father's automated message. As the loneliness hits him, Hank checks up on Sarah. Turns out, she's got her own life with kids and a husband. He returns back to Manny and reveals that he has something he needs to tell him. I have something to tell you too. No, me first. Hank proceeds to explain that the phone is, in fact, his, and Sarah is just a girl he saw on the bus, a girl he never had the courage to talk to. I didn't think anyone wanted to be with me. I wouldn't want to be with me. Relatable. Suddenly,
That's what I wanted to tell you. There's a giant raccoon.
Hankley quickly loads up Manny and prepares to fire. Though, in the process, he drops his phone and Manny is hit with the truth. Oh no, the bear is closing in and Manny is too shook to fire. Hank flips him around to activate flamethrower mode, but... accidentally ends up putting Elon Musk to shame. We get our first glimpse of civilization before the pair land on a branch. A distraught Manny wonders what else Hank has been hiding from him. Manny slips into despair as we're treated to a dreamlike montage of distorted memories. Then, Hank loses his balance and hangs on for dear life. Manny, please, I'm going to die.
Everybody dies.
Hank falls, breaks his leg, then the bear begins dragging him away. Suddenly, Manny begins to move. He falls out of the tree, strikes some intriguing yoga poses, then basically swims across the dirt towards the fire. He lights himself up in a fiery blaze and launches towards the bear, scaring it off in the process. Hank pats away the flames, then passes out. He wakens in the morning strapped to Manny's back. Now that's what I call character development. The pair approach none other than Sarah's house, but Hank is terrified. He struggles and the pair falls to the ground, catching the attention of Sarah's child. Manny talks to her and shares that he was lost in the woods with Hank, who brought him back to life. A stunned Sarah walks out and rightfully asks, "What the f is going on?" Hank is too shy to even speak, but Sarah's daughter chimes in, mentioning that they were stuck in the woods. Hank nods his head in agreement, and as she goes back inside to get help, Hank excitedly speaks to Manny, but He doesn't respond. It seems the life has left his eyes once more. Later, the authorities and medics arrive. They bag up Manny, and Hank's dad arrives on the scene. A news station is even there. They prepare to conduct an interview with Hank while the police show Sarah Hank's phone. And we're live. I just want to say that I was lost, but I discovered an amazing friend, and he saved me with his magical powers. Realizing that Manny is all he has, Hank runs back towards the body while Sarah chases after him. What am I doing in your phone? I'm sorry, you just seemed happy, and I wasn't. What the fuck? Hank unzips the bag and greets Manny, but his father intervenes. What are you doing, son? What would your mother think? I think she'd be happy that someone loves me. Hank, that's a dead body. What are you, retarded?
Don't say that word.
Hank flees with Manny, and then they make it into the water. They drift off towards their campsite, and the police, along with everyone else, follow along. They stumble upon Hank and Manny's wonderful creations before staring at the crazy man and his dear deceased friend. Hank bids Manny a final farewell. Then, the police take him. As he departs, Manny begins to reawaken. Hank's dad looks upon his son with childlike wonder before the unthinkable happens. Hank walks back towards Manny and guides him into the water. Then, the magical man takes off in majestic fashion. Wow, this was low-key the best Harry Potter movie in the entire franchise.